I mean, do you ever think about why? Do you ever think about how people act insane? Well, in any case, people act insane all the time, but um, there's these certain things that we do, which are actually should be classified as insane, but because everyone else does it, right? Because everyone else does it, then it's okay, right? So it's a very vexing idea how morality can be relative. Morality can be relative to an annoying degree. Uh, Relativism is annoying because how the frick do you come to define anything to be sure? If just because, or rather, if it was allowed at a certain point in time and now it's no longer allowed, but then after a certain longer time it will be allowed all over again, or it will be or it will not be allowed. So in any case, without veering too far from the subject matter, do you know what I'm doing right now at this current moment? It's all very insane, actually. The idea of talking to oneself. The idea of talking to oneself, it's very insane, This whole platform of, let's say, YouTube, like the whole thing of YouTube, right, where it's like you record yourself and you talk to yourself. It's all very strange. It's all very strange, really. But, people profit from insanity. People do profit off of insanity. And that's quite something. Insanity is profitable. In any case, maybe that shouldn't be surprising. Insanity can be entertaining. But this is a very insane thing that is happening right now. It's all very insane, actually. But, it's insane on the basis that, hey, I'm talking to myself and I'm pretending like I'm actually talking to an audience, right? It's the only thing that lessens its insanity is if I actually get this recording out to people to listen to it. But it really is insane. It's like think of this idea, the voice in the forest. It's like, or rather, the tree that falls in the forest. And it makes a sound. It makes a great sound. It makes a great booming sound. It's like, did the tree, was there any sound when that tree fell, or is there a sound only because a person existed to hear it? It's like, would the sound have been there, or would it have mattered if there wasn't a person to listen to it? Did the tree actually make a sound when it fell? Right? So, likewise, this recording is the ramblings of a crazy person, unless someone else comes to hear it. It's like, right now I am imagining that I'm talking to an audience, but of course, in the current state of my channel, there is no audience. Right? As my channel is right now, in the last 2 weeks, I gained at least 3 more subscribers, right? So that's all quite nice, right? But essentially, that's not enough to keep up, which is fine, right? I can do this for as long as I like. It's a passion product, passion project, and essentially the goal is to help me speak better, to clean out my eccentricities, the stutterings and such and such. It's a very, I think there's a lot to learn from this method of expression, right? Where you practice talking to someone else in order to cement your speech, to be as articulate as you possibly can. So that's the idea. But, well, now I explained it in that way, and I'm just realizing that I've just made my whole point. It's like I've just made my point less essentially I've just made an argument which argues against me, right? It's like I'm saying what I'm doing right now is insane, but I've just explained it to you. I've just explained to you it actually makes sense why I'm doing this, right? It's fun, and it is productive to the degree that it makes me a more articulate person. So is that really insane? Well, is it really insane? Sure, maybe, given context, maybe not so much. Given context, maybe not so much. All right, maybe it's the kind of insanity that you can excuse, but what if I didn't give you that context? And what if the context, to what degree does context even matter, right? So like, let's say, I don't know. Let us say I didn't just expose myself there. Let us say that I was doing this because I was imagining that I was talking to someone, right? I'm not actually a crazy person. Although a crazy person will tell you they're not actually crazy. So, well, you can believe me, I'm not actually a crazy person, I'll tell you that. But maybe I'm crazy to a certain degree, but I'm not actually a crazy person. Trust me, bro. Source me. Yeah. So, but the very idea of talking to oneself and imagining that you're talking to an audience. This is like straight out of Joker, right? This is like straight out of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, right? It's like you're I don't want to curse and have to bleep out the F word. Right, like you're insane, right? Like, you're essentially insane. You're kind of insane. Just that idea. You're imagining the thing that's motivating you to say all these things is because you're imagining that you're talking to an audience, and an audience which you probably never will have. Well, you don't really know that, but you hope you'll have the audience. But in any case, there is no audience. You're just making it up. And it's keeping you going. But so in any case, that is an insane thing, I would say, right? It's like, this is an insane thing that we all do, and again, insanity is profitable, right? I mean, that's fine, right? Like, insanity is a profitable thing, which is fine, but it's nice, but it's insane nonetheless. It's insane nonetheless. It's insane nonetheless, I would say, right? Or at least I can make a reasonable argument. Why? It's very insane, and you could say, who cares? Who cares if it's insane? Well, yeah, okay, well, yeah, sure, like, no one cares if it's insane, right? But I think we sort of forget that it is, right? When you do something insane, when you do something not normal, or abnormal, like when you do it for a certain time, or when you see it practiced in your culture for a certain time, for a certain period of time, like you think it's like, hey, everyone else is doing this, so it must be fine, right? Like it ceases to be insane. But if you scale back, if you really think about it, it's like, hey, actually, what the hell am I doing, right? Like, what, like, yeah, we chase this chicken around. We catch the chicken, and then we have all these kids collect about, and I grab the chicken's head and I tear off its head, or I cut off its head, but maybe I just tear its head off, and now it's bleeding, and then I let go of the chicken, and now the chicken is running around again, and then I have the kids chase it all over again, and the chicken is spilling blood all over the place, flapping its wings and running around, until it just kind of just gives out, right? Like it has no head, but like everyone's chanting, like the freaking kids, the kids are having fun, right? Like straight up animal cruelty, but like this is all very normal to us, right? In any case, you're gonna eat the damn bird, so like, yeah, it's like, how else are you going to eat it if it's alive, right? So you're gonna have to take off its head. But to some people that's normal, to other people that's very insane, right? Although now you could say, am I insane, or are you just a very domesticated individual, right? Like, am I doing something abnormal, or am I actually living in reality, and this entire time all you ever do is go to KFC and never really wonder how it came to be that food was prepared, right? So in that way, I hate to argue against myself. In any case, it usually turns out that way. I argue against myself somehow. I end up arguing against myself, but nonetheless, in any case, this is a whole lot of ramblings. But I just find it. I think it is something to note that we do act insane and pretend that it is normal, right? Maybe at the moment I'm lacking the better examples, but I do think this is the case, right? There's some medieval things people did back then that we look back on now, and we do reckon ourselves more civilized individuals, and so we recognize, it's like, oh no, these people were whacked in the head, shit. These people were whacked in the head. These people were disgusting. These people were weird as hell, right? It's like, yeah, people still do that, whatever medieval shit that we're doing back then, but now there's more of an awareness. Like, oh, you probably don't want to do that, right? You probably don't want to eat your boogers, right? You probably don't want to, you probably don't want to, put your ass out. You probably don't want to put your ass out of the window and take a shit, out of your freaking window, right? You probably don't want to do that, right? You probably want to take a shower, right? You probably don't want to go years and years without showering, right? Maybe you want to brush your teeth, so they don't decay. They don't rot and decay, right? It's like, wow, you probably want to wash your hands after taking a shit, right? Like, you probably don't want to drink that water where people just pour in whatever the hell they want. You probably don't want to take a drink out of that running water. Although I hear running water is quite safe, so you probably don't want to drink any stagnant water. And even to a certain extent, they knew it themselves, right? But maybe they called it something like, there's evil in the water, or there's devils in the water. You don't want to drink that water; it'll make you sick. I think they had some understanding to that degree, But in any case, YouTube is a very insane industry, right? Again, I'm going back to the idea that what I'm doing right now is insane, and of course I don't really care. I don't care all that much that it is, but I would recognize that it is an insane thing that I'm doing right now. Again, look, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter that it is. If it's insane, I'm not going to stop doing it, right? There's a lot of advantages I may reap from this. As insane as it is, there's the idea that in the long term, this insanity will pay off. And again, this is America, and you can capitalize off insanity. But just think about it.